Okay, are we up? We are up. Okay, let's go. Hi, everyone. How are we going? We should be going? We are going? Yes, we are going. Yes. Hello. So, today we are working on building up this area where we are going to be making a potions factory. More specifically, a potions factory which is going to be making gunpowder using this doodad and a chest over here which is going to be putting netherrack, which is going to get crushed up into little bits of powder, which is going to go along here. No, that's all right. And we forgot a chest, but it's going to go into a chest, and it's basically going to get squirted by potions of harming, and that's going to make it into gunpowder. And that's what it's going to do. But it's no good to be out in the open like that, so we need to basically turn it into a nice looking building. So, by the way, hi everyone, how are you going? Good to see you. And the way I figure it, we go and we take some of this and we put it round. Hi Toasty, hi Waiter. And we need some blackstone and all of that. Because the way I figure it, if we make that building look a little bit more rough than this building, I think it'll look good. Yeah? Bomb. And also, if we make it sort of dark and sort of grungy, like it's been patched up a few times, I think that'll look good. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Pop in and out, sure. Some deep slate. Like, we could make it mainly deep slate and blackstone. I think that'll be good. Which means that we'll actually be able to use up a lot of the deep slate that we have lying around. Not deep slate, blackstone. Sweet. The fact that the glasses that I need to make my blinking work, this lovely blinking here, it doesn't let me read the names of the blocks, so I'm like, I see this black block. Is this obsidian? Is this deep slate? Is this blackstone? I'll just pick one of the three. And I'm pretty sure I don't have that much obsidian, so I'm going to guess. Wait, we could use obsidian. Wait, I'm sure we have a stack or two of obsidian lying around. Somewhere. We have it lying around somewhere. Otherwise, we may have used it. I think we've used it. Ba-ba-ba. Never mind, we can shelve that idea. Okay. So, I went and saw the, what's it called? Super Mario movie last night. And I just mentioned the fact that it was so bright and bouncy and just plain fun. I wasn't really expecting that. Like, I'm kind of used to movies now being all, I'm semi-serious. I have an anxiety-driven plot with anxiousness and seriousness, but this was just plain fun. And also, the amount of Easter eggs involved was quite amazing. Because, like, all through there was, like, Easter eggs about Nintendo and all their IPs. So it was like, wow. Like, I looking at the movie, I'd say the people in Illuminations had a lot of fun making the movie. Because there was also a lot more than the usual illumination. Yeah, we have noodle arms and the stick or the round for the body shape. And it was really surprisingly... It felt a lot different than your standard Pixar or Disney movie. Which, I don't know. I guess I'm rather used to by now. I'm thinking that we could leave this back end open for, what do you call it? An extension. There we go. Ba-ba-ba. And while we have a cliffside here right now, we can actually change that really easily with a lot of stone and grass, like what we've got going on. If we come down here. See how we've got a layer of stone and then a layer of grass? That helps creeper-proof a lot of holes. But, like, there was a lot of... It felt like a Mario adventure, or what I assume would be a Mario adventure. I've only played half of Odyssey. I kept going back to Breath of the Wild. So I kept getting distracted. So I don't know how Odyssey ends. But from what I played, it felt like very much like the game felt. And I'm really curious because after I watched it, I looked up to see if there was any other kinds of IP, and I was like, wait, they did an earlier Mario movie? Oh, that's interesting. So I might look that up at a later date because, you know, curiosity. And also having the whole... Because with Luigi, he goes on a character arc of his own, so while Mario's the main character and Peach is her own main character, kind of like duo characters, they both end up becoming heroes in... Well, not exactly heroes. Luigi is definitely... I think he learns his own hero lesson. So, I'm trying not to spoil things for people who don't want things spoiled. But can I just mention the fact that Peach is amazing and badass and awesome, and it makes me want to play Mario Odyssey again. I remember why I kept dropping the game. I'm terrible at platformers. That's why. And I kept falling and getting frustrated. I remember now. There we go. I suppose that it comes down to game design. Like, when you have games, you're doing it to a target audience. And so you have people who are like, yes, I like games where I make fast decisions. Or I like games where I get to ponder over things and consider things. And like, those are two very broad strokes of audiences. And it gets deeper than that very quickly because you can have people who, in those groups, you can have people who like to go and get into designing their character, for example. And that's the basic, the start of RPGs. Because in getting customization into your character, you start designing a personality and things like that. Whereas with, or at least that's the general idea. Oh my goodness, that is so black. So much black put on that building. Let's just put up a wall like this. I think this one can actually have a door, an actual door. And we'll just make it like a big chunky steel door type thing. Whereas, like, with a shooter... Yeah! Yeah! A dark industrial place. Whereas with the shooter, they tend to be more, this is your character. You don't get to customize your character so much. You might get to customize your armor or something. I'm thinking that we might leave the end stone off this, except for maybe a thing along the ground. Considering that this is a gunpowder factory. And we might just add the copper instead, the copper and veridium. We could maybe add some gold. Oh, if we are adding gold, we really need to start working towards a copper, not a copper farm. We need one of those. But gold farm. There we go. But having the different types of ways of focusing in on your characters leads to different ways of storytelling. And if we go 1, 2, and then 1, and we just do that along the base, I think that'll be good. And we don't really need our brolly because it's not raining. Famous last words, we're going to run into problems. And so that's... Oh, yeah. Yeah, and sometimes you do run into people like that, but one of the important things for battle royales, which I'm sure, like, you're aware of, and most people are aware of when they play battle royales, when they want custom characters, it's the fact that when there are custom skins available, you need to be able to identify who the enemy is, which is part of why skins aren't available usually. Okay, so I figure if we start the pattern again from this side, then we should be able to do things. And also, yeah, that just provides a nice little bit of grounding, I think. But also, it adds that market of player interaction when you can trade skins and things. Also capitalism. We cannot forget the capitalism. Bum, bum, bum. Because that's always a thing. And loot crates. Ugh. Yeah, that adds a nice bit. Yeah. Like, personally speaking, I'm more of an RPG kind of person. So, I like being able to customize my character and make up a story and be like, yes, I am an alien from outer space who has come to this land, and we shall go ahead and make this land our own, or something along those lines. Or we have come from another land and now we're on a cart and someone's going, hey, you're finally awake. And, like, things like that. I think, like, when you... going over to RPGs, I think it's something that really makes the beginning of a story. Why am I trying to cut stone in a crafting bench? That does not make sense. Wait, do we have any pre-cut stone left? I think it's up here. We have a little bit. Okay. I think we need to plant more copper in the copper field. There we go. So if we go and we put this one along here, I think that'll be good. Because it's not so bright. But if we go, I don't think these full blocks are going to be the right thing. But like flat or something like that, that's going to be good. So I think that's good. What do we have? Here we go. I think if we go for some stairs, then I think maybe we go for some iridium stairs. Or, you know, we can spray them everywhere and pray that they actually work, going in places. And we can put them down here. And that, ta-da, gives us a lovely coloration. And, okay, so now we got that. We have our lovely doorway where we can enter our potions. The words may slip from the mouth and not actually make any sense. The potions factory. There we go. So that means that we're actually going to need to probably go with actually putting in some of these going along here. And I think that's looking good. So if we go with every second one of these, and that just adds a little extra. Perfect. Because what that does is it means that everything's just... it adds a little extra without making it too extra, I think. Especially because this is supposed to be an industrial building. Or we can run out of blocks. And like, I think, personally speaking, when it comes to RPGs... Oh, wait! I totally forgot we can do brick viridium. Ooh, I think brick viridium will look better. Like, I think if you go ahead and we mix the two, I think that'll look even better. We go ahead and knock those two out and slap them in. Yeah, if we just put some brick viridium at the bottom. What was I going to say about RPGs? Like, I think, because with each type of video game, you end up needing to rely on different areas of game design, usually. Like, there are exceptions. And with The word has slipped my mind. With... This is not going well. With game design, RPGs tend towards storytelling. No surprises there, with it being a role-playing game. But when I think you have a good story behind a game, things tend to be forgiven more. And I think it's a similar case when it comes to shooters and things like that. And feel free to correct me. But when a shooter has really good, like, game mechanics behind the running and the jumping and the shooting and those sorts of things, the fighting mechanics, like, things like the visuals can be less polished. But, like, personally speaking, if you look at COD, and I am about to call down the wrath of the COD fanboys. I think COD and all of those types of games, all of the modern army simulator type games, they look like ass. There is no redeeming those games. They all look like mud and just bland mehness. And you're left going, why? Why do you watch these? Why do you play these? They are just so bad. These are... But then when you play something like Overwatch or Valorant, like, they're bright, they're bubbly, they're bouncy. Or even Fortnite, maybe. Like, I've seen a little bit of it. It's not my thing, like, again. But again, the gameplay cycle involved, that is on point. And also, for most of these games, I think the gameplay cycle is on point. So I think that's what has their sticking power. There we go. We have some of this. I think that should... I think that is probably the way we're going to need to do that one. And we're going to need to break out the scaffolding soon. Because I think if we put on a second floor to this, I think that'll be good. Because I have been very kind to future spelling. Because I'm not sure how we're going to pump water into this fluid reservoir, or the fluid reservoir which is going to be sitting in here. So I have dug out a cave. So with this cave, we're going to be able to put in pumps and things like that. So we'll be able to add in fluid pumps going up here. And with the fluid pumps going up here, we'll be able to do things. But not only that, but eventually we will even be able to forget about having these things, the windmills, and all the other windmills that are already dotted around the place, because eventually we're going to have steam engines. And when we have steam engines, there we go. We can forget about having all of this. We can just be smooth sailing. Yeah? Yeah? I think it'll be great. Oh, there we go. We need some of that. actually, if we go like this, we make it a full block on each of those corners. I think that'll be good. And this will go like this. So it's more solid. Wait, even better. We remove this and we replace them with stairs. We get there? Yeah, that's where it's at. We get the blocks. We do, yep. Sweet. Okay. If we do that, and we can also come in and put some gold bars in there later on, which I think will just bring it all together. Boop. 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 Perfect. Okay. So, from there, we need the second story. And I figure with the second story, we can have it go up and then also sort of have an archway coming out and down. In part just to look cool, and in part so we can have a storage area where we can decorate. Or we could, totally forget to do this part. Boom, 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 boom. And I also kind of want to do some wooden roof on this. What? Ooh. Oh, wait, I think I know this guy. He's from one of the mods. He's a vinery seller. And he sells trees and grapes and things. Yeah. Do you have any cherry trees? You do not. I am kind of sad. And I think these are basically for putting in things. We can try. And we should steal his donkeys. Okay, emeralds? Bingo? Sir, I want your donkeys. I'm not sure how I'm going to get them down. How did you even spawn them up there? I'm not even sure you can actually spawn things up there. Never mind. Please, sir. Give me your grape juice. Because I think we have an area where we can put them. Okay? If we go up here, and we turn the corner over here, we have this. And I think... Oh, I think we just spent our money on something useless. Oh, what a fail. Never mind. This is for a later time then. I'm sure we will figure out what it's for at a later point. Can we get donkeys though? They are cute donkeys. No, you guys are going to probably have to stay there. Okay. So, I figure, for the building, what we can do is, for the second layer, we are going to need scaffolding, which we have left in there. Papa. Oh, donkeys. Yep, we will figure out what we can do with the donkeys at a later point. But, my brain keeps going all sorts of places today. We do have leads. We can get the donkey. We are getting the donkeys. Hi, buddies. 1, 2. Please don't despawn at a later date. Wait, can we get you? Come on. 1, 2. 1. 1. 1. Sorry, buddy. I know that probably hurt. You did so well. Okay. We have donkeys. Let's just hope they don't despawn. Brilliant. They probably will, but hey. We stole the dude's donkeys. And we still forgot the scaffolding. So I'm kind of thinking that we go and instead of going in like we did with this, we go out. And with that, we sort of put in a mezzanine floor. Because at the moment we're trying to hide the fact that there's a great big windmill fan inside. And with having a great big windmill fan thing, I don't think that it's going to look great with many windows. Okay, so how we do this is we put one of those there. We go up. And then we go along like this. And I think that is going to be how we get our both having a second edging and also bringing it out. Although with this part here, we may end up running into troubles and we may need to do that. Just so we don't end up with any problems later on. Wait, what did we do there? Oh, okay. Kind of interesting. YouTube's been recommending me all these old post-World War II films recently. And me being the curious soul I am, I've been clicking on them. And so it's been showing me even more. And there are things like how to spot propaganda and stuff like that. And in itself, it's also propaganda because that's just how things are. But it's also very interesting because it's online. It really is showing up how propaganda-like the news cycles are. Which, oh my goodness, can I just mention the fact that a 1947 post-World War II anti-fascism educational video should not be cheering for more equality than what I see on the internet nowadays. Like, have we gone backwards? Like, what? Like, I was so surprised when I watched that, and I was just like, wait, what? Have we gone to La La Land? Like, talk about an eye-opener. I was very, very much surprised. It's like, it's one thing to hear the occasional person on the internet being like, yeah, people are going crazy, blah, blah, blah. But then when you hear people who were in the time of World War II being like, these are the things that you need to look out for, and you don't split people up. You don't categorize people, because that is what leads to the thing we just lived through. Hello? Don't do it. Do not categorize people. Well, apart from for, like, medical reasons that is actually required for you to actually access health and things like that. But still, you don't split each other up and discriminate, ever. Discrimination is bad. We are people, and that's all that is needed to be. We are people. And like, when that has been forgotten, like, what? We gotten so loopy. Like, it makes me wonder. It makes me think. There we go. Those are the more correct words. About the saying of those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. Like, come on. It was quite impressive. I know that humans aren't perfect and a film's just a film. Still. Do we have... And also, like, no one ever changes overnight. But one would hope... Oh, actually, let's set some of these to go and get cracked. While we're here. It does make me wonder if, like... Because the difference between... There we go. We have a mini smelter here. Is this permanent? Not really. Is it staying? Not really. Is it good? Yes, very. But... And things end up in here. Wait, we have cracked stone bricks? When did I do these? Never mind, it doesn't matter. But the fact of the matter is, us as humans have learnt this whole separating people by class, colour, religion, whatever, ethnicity, sexuality, everything. We've done this. We've done this a lot. We have done it hundreds of times through history, and come on. So it's kind of like, oh, are humans idiots? Like, I just don't know anymore. I just realized we could crack some blackstone bricks. Cracking some blackstone bricks would look amazing. Wait. Can we turn these into bricks? And then we'll crack those. We'll put those on to crack, and we will come back for them later. Oh, ba-da-ba-da. Like... That's the wrong tool. It makes me wonder. Where we'll actually be if we actually, like, knuckle down and be like, hey, you're a person, I'm a person, nice to meet you, how are you going? Without actually being like, oh, you're a this type of person, I'm a this type of person, where are we at? I did not think this through. Oh. Because something I also think is when you go and you add extra labels to yourself, and granted, some of those labels are really, really super useful. And this is also just an opinion. Don't take it as fact or anything like that, because for a lot of people, labels are really super helpful. In fact, for some labels, they help access medical needs and things like that. But I also think that in some cases, when you pile too many labels onto yourself and you make those labels all your identity is, I am just a pile of labels. I'm not me who is me. I think that is also really divisionary. So if you don't know who you are without the labels, I think that also really helps stop people from connecting. And I think that's sometimes part of the issue. If we go ahead and we put some of these just every couple of blocks, I think that'll be good. We should have done this from over here. Wait, where is... Okay, from there. But then again, like, what do I know? I'm just some face on the internet. I'm just a face on the internet who's going to have to be facing another horde of zombies in a few minutes if I'm not careful. I was on earlier today, and I was a smart cookie. I forgot the fact that if you are on multiple nights and you forget to sleep for multiple nights, A, phantoms spawn, and B, sometimes, if you're lucky, a whole horde of zombies spawn. Well, both of these things happened. Was I willing to face all of these? Not really. Did I have to anyway? Yes. Yes, very much so. Was it fun? No, it was not. Did we win? Sort of. Did I discover that zombies can actually push each other over the mob door? Yes. Do we like this fact? No. Bum. Here we go. Okay. I'm kind of thinking. So we should end up with this sort of look. Crunchy sort of vibe. And we'll be able to replace some of this black stone with some of those stairs, and they're not stairs. I didn't put stairs in there. In the Crunchinator. We really should make a Crunchinator. A Crunchinator would be amazing. What is it called? The blaster. It's now a blaster. I don't know what. I don't remember what it's called. The auto blaster, the something blaster, whatever it is. That's what it's called. The this. Thank you very much for your kind donation. You know, weirdly enough, I don't think I actually know the whole song of that, because I think I only know the satire version of it. Even though the Roses ad kept playing every, like, Easter and Valentine's and Mother's Day. And they used that song all throughout my childhood of thank you very much for your kind donation. And then anytime I heard it, someone else would be like, give me $20 or I'll punch your face in. Like, come on. What's that? How is that the appropriate response? Oh. just don't think, like, what is our childhoods? There we go. Some of those in. We could have had polished deep slate squares. That would have been brilliant. Oh, there we go. We got too many cracked blocks, I think, over here. And up like that. And like that, I think. Right? Perfect. And I think something like this should look good. We're going to need to make this tall so that it sort of evens out, I think. And I think that should work. Maybe, maybe not. Not entirely sure, but we will roll with it. Okay, yeah, we have put these on the wrong spots. That's okay. Things work. 1, 2. 3. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Awesome. And there. I have no idea what made me even think about the fact that we had the Roses song. I don't even remember. The Roses song was very iconic. My generation growing up, like, everybody knew it. But everyone only knew the fake version, I think you'd call it. The satire version? Like, it was the only version you heard outside of the Roses ad. I think that's the bit that gets me. Satire versions of songs, it's just like, yeah, jingle bells, Batman smells. And what comes next, I think depends on region to region. We need more tiles. I think Tom Scott did a whole video on that sort of thing. Because there's like Robin laid an egg, Batman ran away, something about Joker. Like, there's a whole slew of different versions. I think that's it's really cool. And we need a whole bunch of these. And let's go make some more tiles. And I think that's also something really cool about the internet, is the fact that with the whole cultural melting pot that the internet is, you get to learn about these sorts of things later on. And you're like, oh, wait, you had Batman smells? Oh, I had Robin laid an egg. And then it comes this question of, like, how does people end up with these things? But then again, that sort of flows on to, like, things like echo chambers and things like that. And now my brain is busy wondering, how on earth did we get from here? From video games. Like, these are completely different topics. I have no idea how we got here, but still. I think I'd rather talking about video games. Thanks, Louise. Can we go back to video games? Echo chambers and things are like serious people topics. For people who are much more serious than this face. I mean, who would want to talk about echo chambers with this face? I think we need... We'll just put one more of these here, and then we're going to be very sparing with how many of these we put around, and we'll start adding in... We'll leave that one. There we go. Perfect. Now we can start adding in our polished deep slate. I'm kind of thinking that once we start adding in polish steps, like we can start like lightening the area. Because this gives us that whole lighter look. And the polished deep slate is just a shade lighter again, which is kind of needed as we go up, because otherwise we end up with it's very, very dark and imposing. Although we've kind of added, I think, a bit too thick of an area of endstone. We might need to take a bit off. Just a smidge. If we remove this layer and we add a layer of deep slate, I think we should be good. Yeah. I forgot we did that. And what we can do is we can go out like this. Perfect. This is why we have a brolly. Life is good. We are fine. Oh. Perfect. Not so perfect. I think we're going on a trip. Okay, so one, like, I think, like when you look at character design for shooters especially, one of the biggest things is, like, when you're looking at shooters for things like Valorant and things like that, their character design needs to tell you a bit about how the other person plays. And I think Overwatch and Team Fortress 2 are one of the best games that I can think of that do that design brief really well. Like, you look at the character designs, their what do you call it? Their shapes, their weapons setups, and all of that. Like, I'm more familiar with TF2, but they're not all am human, am stick, am within normal human proportions, because this is what a human is. They decide to go a bit outside the human norm for body shapes, and I think that's good because, well, I say outside of the human norm more for within video game purposes rather than like actual human body shapes. Because when you have a, what's it called? A video game, it's usually so much easier to have a pre-generated character shape, or even two of them, and then add a few tweaks to it. Like, you might make one taller, one a little bit shorter, etc., etc. And then just go from there. Whereas with both Overwatch and Valorant, not Valorant I'm talking about for this, Overwatch, TF2 and Overwatch, there we go, we got the right ones. They're quite good at having silhouettes that define the character shape. And by doing that, it's much easier to be able to go, oh yes, that is that character. And that is that character. Like, even in a storytelling situation, which frankly doesn't always pop up, like in a comic or anything like that, which is where having different body shapes and things like that is really amazing. Having the different silhouette is amazingly important, because it's like, oh yes, there is a shape in the doorway. Who is it? That is, drumroll please, it's the blob. How did we know? Because it is a blob. Oh, I should have seen that coming. Yes, you should have. But it's things like that that really make a character moment be able to stand out, because I don't think I like these ones in the front, but it makes it... we can swap them for stairs, can't we? No, we need those stairs. Oh, yeah, that's what we need. Oh, that is the wrong way. There we go. Perfect. And I think... actually, let's just jump over to the idea of quest design for a moment, because I think quest design, like having when you have a narrative main quest, and I know for most games nowadays, they do have a main quest structure. And the way a main quest structure relates can sometimes really have a big influence on how the story feels, and very occasionally you're left going, oh, well, this is a superfluous thing. Why does this exist? Is it really important that we know that you had children before you played this game, and that the big bad evil guy actually went and turned them into rugrats? Is this important? No? No? Not important? Okay. Never mind. There we go. Like, sometimes a quest is just a bit of an odd thing, but most of the time, I think personally a main quest is good. Okay. I think that is a definite better compromise. And we could, if we wanted, go ahead and do this. Let's see how it looks. Ooh. Yeah, I think we should do that. We are going to need to actually rip out all of that first initial layer. Pop. There we go. Because that does really make it anchor to the wall a lot better. And while we have the second bit, it's kind of like, Up. And I kind of wonder, like, when it comes to designing quests and things, while people are like, oh yeah, that is a wall piece. Come on, wall piece, please. Not what I expected to happen, but okay, we'll take it. Do they actually intend for players to 100% the game every time? Like, when they're busy... advertising it to be a 60-hour game with all of these side quests. Yes, come do them. And they're all just pre-generated side quests that you're like, yeah, thanks for that. Like, do any of you guys actually go and do the side quests every time? Like, I can't. I die a little inside when it's like, yes, I need you to go and kill the wolves. I need you to collect 10 bearskins. The 10 bearskins are really important. I'm telling you, I hate the bears. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I'll get on to that. I'm sure they're important. Right? No, those bearskins are never happening. Never happening, lady. That quest is going to sit in my log for as long as you shall live. Or possibly longer. Depends if you survive. Or if your quest gets deleted after you are tragically hit by something. Not sure what, but it may happen. It may not. Who knows? Now, we are going to have to make this equal to that. So that's what, 2 levels more? Before we're actually able to make anything actually roofable. And I think this roof is going to need to be flat. Just for a sort of look to it. For that factory look. Although we could go for a very low slope, which I think will also work. And we could do the inset of green as well. Because if we do the inset of green, we'd be able to have the same feel, I think. Yep. Oh, and on top of the pre-generated quests, there is always the escort quests. Yes, please follow me, sir. We are going all the way this way. Forget about fast travel. We don't do fast travel here because we walk by feet. Hi, Magic Cat. How you going? And not only do we walk by feet here, we walk very, very slowly. So it would be one thing if we just walked by feet. But no, we walk slowly. And because we walk slowly, all the bandits see us. And so it is pain. It is actual pain. So, Magic Cat, we are busy making a potion. Oh, no. Yeah, that panic is not fun. I hope it is a resolvable gay panic. Like, and like, oh, panic attacks are not fun. So what we are doing here is we are making a potions factory. This is our potions thing. And this is the outside. And this is going to be a dark building that looks like it's going to be repaired a few times before. Speaking of which, we need to put in our block. They're not blocks, though. Oh, they are blocks. They're... I forgot what these are called. You know what? It doesn't matter. We're putting them in anyways. We're just going to knock out a few of these and slap them in. There we go. Perfect. And it just adds a bit of texture. Because this is more of an industrial building than our library or our tower. Oh, thank you. Yeah, our library holds... Oh, that was the wrong button. Our library over there holds our villagers, and our tower over there holds our melon and pumpkin farm. So if we go in here, we'll be able to see the fact that our bottom floor is not decorated at all. We just have so many pieces of storage. So many pieces of storage everywhere. And we have a little bit of decoration up here. I am not able to... wrong button. This button. I am not able to get this armor stand to give me my umbrella back. So we are stuck with the blue umbrella now. It's kind of sad. I like the yellow umbrella. And I have lost the red umbrella. And we have a little cubby hole through here. And that's what this looks like. And then we have here for the melon and pumpkin farm, where we have our waystone that will be able to take us back to our home base, because this is not our home base. This is where we're doing our nice big build. And yeah. Or maybe we should call it starter base? Not sure. Anyways, yes. Anywho. What were we talking about? I've completely forgotten. It does not matter. I'm sure it was important at the time. Oh, yeah. Emojis? If it's emojis, yeah, YouTube is a bit of a pain with emojis. Maybe we can put... I'm thinking that we go and we put Viridium up here. And we just put Viridium on the corners. Oop. Yeah, if we put Viridium on the corners, I think that's gonna look good. But we are going to need some more. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure I am the perfect person for that. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. Oh. I mean, if it's about a person, and you have a person in real life, then I'd say talk to them. Like a safe person in real life, I'd say talk to them. Or a good friend on Discord or whatever. Assuming that you're out. Which, if you're talking to a stranger on the internet and you're not out, then I don't know what to do to help you there. Bum, bum, bum. Why am I doing this? I have scaffolding. Why do I can't believe. Why do I always forget that I do this without... The scaffolding is against me, I swear. Okay, Okay, so we kind of need to turn this one into more walls, because otherwise these walls that we are using, they are not going to work. So if we go ahead and we remove that, and then there. Sweet. So we are going to need... what would that be? 2 more there, and we're going to be ignoring that part because we kind of need to see how much space that we need to be building, and we're also going to be building the archway. So that's only 2 bits, right? 2 bits? Yes. Awesome. Like, I kind of think that it would be nice, like, if game design companies moved away from, yes, we have limitless possibilities, everything here. And when you get the game, it's like this big empty world where you wander for hours and everything. And it's just like, oh, well, there's nothing here. And then it's just like, well, maybe you just go for a more concise world where there's less of open, more of, I suppose you'd call it, not really, more of a, not, I suppose you'd more call it a concise world. It's been so long since we've had a world like this, I don't know what to call it. Maybe if we grab some of these for the corners? Just a little bit. So that basically, no matter where you look, that it's all there. It's all pushed together. Pushed together is the wrong word. But you're not wandering for hours going, yes, I love this content. It's so much fun. But instead you're like, yeah, it took me a minute to go from here to there. I don't need to fast travel. Because I mean, fast travel kind of feels like the band-aid for the solution of this this big world where we're 1 piece short. How did we manage to be 1 piece short? But for this big empty world? We're 1 piece short, and we cut 5 of these. This is not ideal. Like, I don't think oh, actually, just looking at that bit there, that actually looks really good. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, let's have a look at that. Guys, that looks amazing. Can we keep it? Wow. I love it. We need it. We need it all. Yeah. Okay, we need way more than 5 pieces. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, there we go. We need so many more pieces. I don't think I'm going to bother counting that one. What did we use? Small Viridian blocks. I think it also comes into, if you have an empty world and there's nothing to do, is it a good game? Is it even a game at all? If you're just playing existence simulator. I mean, is it even an existence simulator if you're not, like, caring of your needs or something like that? Is it a walking simulator? Is that what you call it? Sounds like a walking simulator. We squeeze past here? Yes, we can. This is good. Like, I think things like that really help. If you're able to... Whoa. I think we turned our factory into a castle. I'm not sure what we're going to do with a castle factory. Apart from put the blocks in that we forgot to put in earlier. No, we need those, and we need those. Okay, there we go. So I think by adding this block texture through here, it just helps ground it and do things like that. And it's the same with up there. And we're going to need to do these internal corners later on, as well as put in a mezzanine and things like that. I don't think that's a problem for future spelling. We can do that. I am curious though. What is the difference between a gay panic and a normal panic? I've never been exactly familiar. And my LGBT friends have always been like, you're expected to know. And I've been like, I don't understand. I just... I've never really understood that one. So, I don't think I'm really equipped to deal with a gay panic. Because they've always been like, you do not gay panic well. There we go. Just getting a bit more of that. Like, I'm kind of thinking that we make over here a lot less textured. And that means that basically everything just chills down as we get the next area done. So I think that area should be good. And I believe as long as we get this bit, that means that the front half is done, or we are organized. And now we got to figure out how we actually fill up our measuring bowls. I have no idea how to do. We should have problems with that. And there we go. Yep. And then thinking that we can actually plant a netherwort garden around this area. We have some netherwort, but we only have like 10 soul sand. So we can either haunt some sand, which I think long term haunting sand is probably going to be a good idea. Like, especially if we set up to haunt sand. Because if we haunt the sand and have a long-term thing that'll haunt the sand for us, then we're going to be able to have something that'll do that automatically. And we'll be able to get as much sand as we want, and we'll be able to get free nether quartz. Yeah? Free nether quartz for building, free nether quartz for... What's the other things we need nether quartz for? I have forgotten, but I'm sure it'll come back to my brain at some point. Oh dear. Redstone! There we go. It's redstone. I'm sure we will be able to do a redstone thing with it and make it look amazing. These ones are the longer names thing. And what do you know? Now we just need to put the ceiling on this and it'll look amazing. Okay, so if we just stick all of this in here for now, and then we go ahead and we turn this into... We need some more of those. Okay, let's grab some more of those and then we should be good. And if we go with some... I'm kind of thinking Viridian. That'll be good. Yeah. And I just realized we forgot the music. There we go. Now we have music. This is good. And we forgot to also turn down the music after listening to the Odyssey. Speaking of which, we're up to the point where Odysseus is busy talking to the swineherd. Because Athena went and put Odysseus back on Ithaca and turned him into an old dude. And it's like, yes, congratulations, you're an old dude now. And no, you're not allowed to go and tell anyone who you are until the time is right. And he's just like, oh yeah, sure, we can work with that. And it's just like, wait. You're not going to explain any of this? Come on. Bro. And so he's basically just chilling and chatting it up with the swineherd dude, who I think is his indentured servant or slave or something. Not entirely sure about that one, because it's not actually stated. But basically, they're chatting it up and chilling and having the laws of hospitality enjoyed. And that's where I'm up to, and that's, yeah, pretty okay. Also, Athena's busy off in her own corner, busy being like, yeah, Odysseus' son, you better come back, yeah, just... Also, that army that you were talking about, bring that as well, yeah. Life is good, yeah. So all these scheming things are happening. And we need some of this, and we're going to actually come out, like, just a single block. We really should go ahead and bring this down by one. What I figure is if we have the green as a flashing, I think that'll be good. And if we remove that, there we go. Maybe one more. And we can do that the same for this area there. Perfect. But we'll need to remove the top ones of these ones. And maybe those front ones? Yeah. Oh, brilliant. No, we won't need to remove this. Now we come to the query of what to do about this, and I'm kind of thinking that we just come across here and be good. Perfect. Because what we can do is we can do having this underside. And with that underside, then we can go ahead and have basically the green just flashing through a little bit. And I'm also thinking that instead of having the green flashing through, we can have a bit of... it's a word. It's a word. It's a... I forgot the word. I forgot the word again. I forgot the word real bad this time. It's the yellow block over there. I'll remember the word eventually, I'm sure of it. And when I do, I'll feel like a nungy. 1, 2. You go and fight the Ender Dragon and you get it. Ender Dragon. And Endstone. I knew it was some sort of word. Oh my goodness. Also, I think we're running out of Viridium. This may be the problem. Because if we run out of Viridium, we're actually going to run out of blocks to actually do the building. Because this stuff is gorgeous. Like, it is criminal that we have so little of this stuff. I have brought every single piece of Viridium that we have. So if we run out of this stuff, we're out, skis. There is not going to be any more Viridium. We are going to be doomed. Gosh, does it look good? Gosh, is it worth it? We will need to be doing much mining. I mean, we could do a mining session. And just have like a mining session for chat and doing things. Do a come chill and chat and maybe talk about things. And just mine for a whole session. I mean, I'd be kind of there for that. It'd also stop me from procrastinating about actually mining. I'm thinking if we go along and we put this like this, and then we do that around the other ones too. Oh, you know, we run out of Viridium. Oh. I really hope we do not run out of Viridium. Okay. Okay. Okay, so if we go and make this into Viridium slabs, and we leave the... It'll probably be better if we made that all into cut Viridium slabs, because then, if we do it that way, then we're just spreading it out extra thin, right? Maybe? Or... possibly. Okay, fingers crossed this actually works. Because if it doesn't, we're kind of doomed. I'm kind of thinking that if we have this going up like this, and then it goes up one more, and we do bands of things like this, we're going to have to remove that one because otherwise we're going to have troubles getting up. I think that's how we'll do the roof. And because of this, we'll be able to actually have a little bit of an easier time with the fan. And that goes up there. And I believe that means that we won't run into problems with the fan poking out or doing anything like that. We should be good, should be easy, should be chill. And I think we should be good. And I'm kind of thinking we don't do the inset. Oh my goodness, this is so much Viridian. We are definitely going to need to go and find some more Viridium. Oh yeah. Wait, okay, so it actually is hitting the right height. This is good. Although it is making me think that we want to extend this out a little bit so that everything just flows a bit nicer. And I think if we do that, it'll work. Because if we do that, then we'll be able to just have a nice overhang. And it'll mean that this will actually look nicer over here, and that'll actually be good too. Anything in here? No? I know we've got a little bit more. Yes. Okay. Okay. Have we got anything else? I think that's possibly the last of our Viridian. Maybe there's a bit upstairs? Needs to be some in here. Oh dear. Okay. Well, if we're out of Viridium, then that means that we are going to have to go and basically make a new... Oh dear, make a new mine. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And looking at how we've done the roofs, I'm kind of thinking that we change this up. Just so that we've got different shape on the edges, because this is looking a bit chunky. Okay, so we go up. And this should mean that we avoid the fans entirely. And not only that, but because of the way the fans are shaped, we will be missing everything. And this should be good. Yeah? We're on to it. Also, if we fill in this, even better, we can edge this in black stone. Green stone? Or something stone? Maybe. We can edge it in copper. Why do I keep thinking that edging things in expensive blocks are a good idea? If we edge things in all these expensive blocks, we're not going to have blocks to use. And that makes it for not such a great idea. But then it again, it'll look so good. Oh, okay, so I'm kind of thinking that with us doing things like this, if we leave this level at over here, because this is the same level all around, And then we come along. Then I think that'll work. And then this one, I think, once it comes up to possibly one more. No, that won't work. That won't work at all. Okay, so now it's at that level. That level will probably keep going. And I think that'll be good. Although I think this side's longer. And if it is, we are probably going to run into some problems. But I think we should be fine. As long as we remove this and slap in some Viridian. Perfect. Maybe. And even better, we can close off this side. And we have a roof. We have a roof that we need to light up, because otherwise we're going to have all the mobs. And I think we have a torch in here. We have all the torches. Brilliant. Okay. Did I just hear Raine? Nope, no Raine. We good. Like, I used to... Before we started playing with the Origins mod, it was, oh yes, Raine. Loud. But other than that, just average. After Raine. After the Origins mod. Panic! So now it's just like, well, we better have umbrellas and stuff like that. Like, if I was doing this by myself, it would be kind of like, well, let's just keep the umbrella to the side and not worry about it. But I think having the umbrella when streaming, it's good. Because otherwise we would be stuck under a tree and being like, oh yes, how's your guys' day been? My day's been fine. We're good. It's a bit wet. We're not going anywhere, so we're just chilling here and hoping for this rain to go away because I left my backpack somewhere again, or it's on my back, and we're waiting for the sun to go down, and it's not really working, and please help. It's wet. It's so very wet, and I'll melt if I go anywhere. So yeah, that's my opinions on the wet. Like, I never thought I'd actually care about the rain so much. But apparently now I do. There we go. We want one of these. Although we could make this factory end at about here. And I think that would be good. Because if we end the factory at about here, then we'll actually be able to go ahead and basically what's it called? I forgot what it's called. Never mind. The words have completely slipped my brain, but we will exist without them. I'm sure they were not that important after all. Okay, so I have realized quite an important thing. This side is much longer away than this side. So the arch of this roof is probably about here. So it's actually a much higher arch overall. But we're just going to have to deal with it. And I think that we're actually going to run out of Viridium. Totally. And utterly. This is possibly not great. Okay, yeah, we are definitely going to run out of iridium. Okay, we need all the iridium we can get. This is a code V. Is a code V a thing? I have no idea. But this is a code iridium. Yeah, we have got to grab those bits off the side and turn them into slabs as well. We need all of it. The ceiling is much bigger than what was originally thought. Did I fill in the hole again? No, I never filled in I did fill in the hole. How could I have done this to myself? Okay, there we go. Now we have an exit. It was smoothly planned and all intended. No one can ever say otherwise. Like, I kind of think with Minecraft and architecture, I'm really excited to see what kinds of architecture gets created when the first Minecraft trained architects come into the field, because it's definitely going to happen. Because Minecraft was released 10 years ago, right? 10, maybe even 13 years ago, depending on how you look at it. Like, I know I've been playing for 13 years. No, sorry. I was saying 13. I'm earlier. But no, it's been 10 years for me. And, like, the amount of people who play Minecraft, and you see the most amazing builds. There are people that create actual cities in Minecraft, and it's just like, wait a moment. You've created all of this. Are you actually trained? And then you look at their bios and they're like, yeah, I was already an architect before I picked up Minecraft. And it's like, wait, what? So if you have people who are already trained and they're creating these beautiful pieces, it makes you wonder what's going to happen when the reverse is true. Now, I think I heard someone go, uh-huh. So we got to keep our eye out for our Mr. Mumbling friend. So I imagine we'll be picking up something new soon. Let's just see what we got going on here. Kind of thinking that, oh yeah, we're running short on Viridium. We're running real short. Okay. We're not even completing the whole row. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay. I see how it is. I think we need to fill in this entire thing, and that'll look good. And we're out. Okay. Huh? Yes, I see you there. What do you got for me? Do you have any... You have no idea how much I want your tropical fish, sir. However, I think we're fine without them. Although, an adorable little sculpt block does sound appealing. But I think for now, we are going to have to leave this building as is until we put on some copper roofing. So once we put on the copper roofing, I think we'll be good. Is it in here? No? In here. Now comes the question of where we actually put things. Okay, we can remember that these blocks are empty. Probably. We might remember that they're empty. Let's be realistic about this. Oh no, wait, the copper's up here. Ah. Okay, so we have... I think we should be good to edge it in this. Oh! I have an idea. I have an idea how we can actually get the rest of the roof edged. Because what we can do is we can put a stripe down the middle of the roof with the copper. And by doing that, Sir, that is not where you want to be going. This is a restricted area. You will find that there are hazardous materials of all shapes and sizes that... Ah! That's right. Okay, we have a brolly. And this is exactly what I was saying about before with the weather and the rain and life just being very, very wet. It's just not good for a little Enderman. Especially a red Enderman. Oh, there we go. Lovely. We can go ahead and we can put this along the edging. And I know this is polished. We are going to have to fix it at a later date. I'm thinking that this should look good. And we'll be able to just add a little bit of edging along here. And then also, if we replace the middle 2 or 3 blocks along here, that should also look good. And I think we'll add a little bit of color. So how many have we got? 2, 3? Yeah, if we replace these ones. Wow, that really does not feel like the middle. Oh, right. So... there? Let's just double check this. If we remove that block and that block, that should give us the middle 3 blocks. Oh, awesome! Say hi to Wheelman for me. Good to hear from him. Hi, Wheelman. How you going? Okay, there we go. And there we go. We are sleeping. And enjoying things. And we are almost finished our building here. And we've got a couple of other buildings that we have done. And we've got a tower. And a library. Complete with fancy windows. And gold bars. And this is the potions factory in... Oh, awesome. That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. And by doing this, this is going to probably get us enough to do the rest of our ceiling, because we have almost run out of these green blocks called Viridium. And no, we have run out again. This is sad. I think that is all the all the Viridium we have. So I think we are going to have to go with the plan of cutting another hole in this ceiling and doing another stripe, just so that we can actually finish the roof, because otherwise we are kind of doomed. And I did not foresee this, but we are going to also have to do this thing where we go ahead and we put some Viridium. It's not Viridium, it's copper slabs here, and going down there to pick up the ones that we just dropped. Here we go. Perfect. Because otherwise we are going to run out of copper. Oh, not copper, Viridium, real quick. So basically, how are we gonna do this? Can't put it there, and we've got this in the way. Okay, so if we sneak this over here and then this here, no one will ever know that we had this problem. So that goes there, and that goes there. And then if we slap that there, no one can see it, ever. And then we just need to come along here, and we can remove these, because these are full blocks, and we can cut them into pieces, and that gives us double the amount of slabs, which is exactly what we need. Which I think should give us enough, especially once we do the other side. Fingers crossed. I'm not entirely sure actually, but I think that is a future spelling problem and I'm not too worried about it. Would help if we remembered where we actually put the crafting table though. Oh, and I forgot that we had that part. We get up there? Yes, we can. Awesome. By us doing this, then getting that bit, we can then go and put that in the wrong spot. Boom, boom. And that just makes everything flow a lot nicer. And again, we can't actually... Oh, we can! Double awesome! Okay. So we're going to need to remove that and remove that before we do this. There we go. Then slap those down. And put the wrong block in. Perfect. And that gives us the edging that we need, which I think should all fill everything in. Yeah. And I think that it'll sort of give that industrial look while still being in keeping with that. Da-da-da. We grab those. Oh. Well, that took us on a trip. Like, on one hand, I'm really loving the purling around. But on the other hand, we keep going to some strange places. I kind of really want to adopt the llama. Wait, can we just... Can we ride your llama, sir? We cannot ride the llama. I'm not sure what we need to do, but we cannot ride the llama. This is sad. Maybe we need to break the llama from his chains? Where'd the other llama go? I think we lost the llama. Never mind. Like, it's also interesting because over the years, cartoons have gone from being a series to being serialized. And it's the same with TV shows. In fact, I'd probably say it's more prevalent in adults' TV shows because of the fact that basically you're relying on adults being able to hang around and invest a lot more. And I can't help but wonder if it's like, granted, I imagine it's probably a much more business related thing, but I do wonder what's better for the people involved. Because you have something like Miraculous Ladybug, which is not serialized, but on the other hand, it really restricts character growth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we need 1, 2, 3. That one. Overall, but But you can add character growth in a generalized thing from season to season, even if it's not serialized, meaning that you have a specific watch order and this is how you're expected to watch it. Otherwise, the story doesn't make sense. And I can't help but wonder if there is a general disconnect from people now that that's the expected way. And I think we need to add some between these, otherwise we're going to have random floating pillars. Because of how things are. Do that. Should be good. Let me grab these. It's definitely the downside about using walls and pillars and things. You end up with floating pillars more often than not. Okay. So it makes you wonder, like, is it just an outdated medium? Or are we, like, missing something? And nope, we just need to replace those. There we go, perfect. We have the front face of this. Awesome. Okay, now I think we need some paths. Because while we have that and we have those, they're sort of feeling alienated away from each other. So if we go ahead and, for starters, let's get ourselves a... It's called a word, and I have forgotten what the word is. A fountain, there we go. And I forget if... So, one, we're playing with fire here, with the water and everything else, so... Let's hope we don't die. And knowing me, this should go absolutely swimmingly, right? Emphasis on swimming. So I figure if we go ahead and we mark out our circle, we should work around that. And then we go 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Perfect. 1, 2. 1, 2. Wrong one. Perfect. Now this is interesting. Aha, there's our culprit. Okay, we just bring this in by one. And we wonder what happened to past Spieling that thought that this was a great idea to do and make it 1 block further than the rest. I'm sure past Spieling was very smart in their endeavors. Okay. Because one thing that we are going to have to think about while doing the water is the fact that if we get wet, we are going to melt, and we do not have a bed here. Speaking of which, we really should set our spawn. Okay. 1 bed, 1 spelling. Awesome. So if we die, and by soaking ourselves, we are going to come back to here. Brilliant. So I'm thinking that we'll actually go with more of this. And we'll put end stone in the basin. We are going to have to go and find where our shovel went. It should be in with the other stuff. Emphasis on should. I did not expect that to actually be true. Oh my goodness. Okay. Shovel, shovel, shovel. You know what? I'll take it. So, basically... Oh, this is the jam. What's this called? Duck Funky Nights. Oh, nice. I'll have to remember this one. So basically, like, I kind of think that we have a hole. Oh yeah, that is definitely a hole. Did I forget? No, I just decided that lighting up an underground area was just the ideal thing to do. Okay. Go past spelling. That was brilliant. 10 out of 10. Because basically, this entire area is landscaped to the living daylights and back. Okay. So now we can go ahead and pop this up. Never mind. Okay. I believe that we've got endstone somewhere. Why have we done this? You know what? We are going to use these instead. I was going to be using raw endstone, but I'm sure we've got raw endstone. Don't we have raw endstone? Come on, raw endstone. Somewhere? Surely. Have we used it all? Is there a backpack over? Yes, there's a backpack over there. Okay, let's check that backpack. Please be in this backpack? Aha! Okay. We're set. Perfect. And you can take the dirt. Are we making a shulker monster for us later? Or is it a backpack monster? You know what? It doesn't matter. We are just going to sit here and pretend we didn't make the mess. It is the ideal thing to do. And we're only making this 1 block deep because otherwise we might end up in problems when we jump in the water later on. Because that is an inevitable thing. That will happen. And when that happens, there's going to be so many problems. Are we going to be problemed about it? No. So, oh, I know what we could do. We could avoid the fact that this is water and we could turn it into fake water. This is a smart idea. Okay, new plan. Let's rip all of this up. So we're actually going to have to bring it down several layers. We are going to need dye. And we are going to need glass. We are also going to need... like, ideally, we want lights. But we don't have lights. So it's just going to have to be layers of light blue stained glass, which we have the ability to create. So we will trade for glass, we will make glass, and we are going to rip up so much of this. In fact, we could actually blow this up. Oh, we have the TNT. We can make it our problem. And what we are going to need to do is go and line the walls, because otherwise this is going to be a problem. By the way, check out the blacksmith's house. Isn't it adorable just in this cave here? I never thought I would enjoy a blacksmith's house in a cave, but there you go. A blacksmith's house in a cave. Pop, 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 pop. Like, this seed, along with Terralith, has had some very strange world gen. I wasn't sure I would be here for it, but I really am. Okay, so, first step. We are going to be digging down about 16 blocks. Because what this is going to be doing is it's going to be marking out where we actually need to be. And if we go ahead and we do this, it just outlines things, makes things easier. Ba-ba-ba. And should make things like more simple to deal with long term. We're also going to be needing to replace the walls, and I'm kind of thinking that we replace them all the way down with end stone. We won't need to be doing the floor, but we will be needing to do other places. And what we can do is we can actually make it a little bit shallower than necessary and put torches covered by white carpet, which will help with the whole lighting situation, and it'll make it feel like it glows. And we are probably going to actually have to find where my real shovel is. But hey, that is a future spheling problem. A future spheling problem which is rapidly becoming a present spheling problem, but hey, who really cares? We can blow it up with TNT, right? If we go down like that, should be fine, right? Send ourselves up. TNT is probably not the wisest idea. It takes a few minutes to actually get out of the hole. Okay, shovel, please show up. Please, please, please show up. Yes, TNT! TNT, we need all the TNT! Like, wait, no, we can't do the TNT. I know how we're going to do the TNT. Okay, we don't need that in there though. So if we take the TNT, we need our flint and steel. And we take our end stone. And we go out and we put the TNT against this block here. And we go, it's gonna be fine, I swear. It's perfect. This is the best idea ever. It gets rid of everything. And we get to watch it explode. We're not even getting exploded. This is great. Everyone needs to do this. It's not even setting off the latest piece of TNT. I should have thought of this earlier. And we're getting ores. This is great. Okay, let's just stop by, get some ores, wonder what we can actually chuck from our inventory. This is brilliant. Everyone should do this. I don't know why everyone doesn't do this. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Getting out, however, this may be a problem. There we go. Practice TNT safely. Explode from the top. Now comes the question of actually tidying the hole up. And because the hole is small, mine from the top. I hope that your hole doesn't have... Wait, we have a shovel for a reason. Hope your hole doesn't have too much problems. See? We have a hole. It's almost the correct depth. No one was hurt. I can't believe no one was hurt. I can't... That was actually quite impressive that no one was hurt. TNT for the win. Everyone needs TNT. Okay. So what we need to be doing now... We can ignore all the zombie sounds because they don't count. And everything else, if we bring it down to the same level, we should be good. As long as... Okay. There is an unforeseen problem, but it doesn't mean that TNT wasn't the correct solution to this. It is kind of more difficult than expected to know what the shape we were wanting is. But I suppose looking up sort of helps this. So, maybe? Don't want that, and we don't want this. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking that we're going to need one more explosion. So... Maybe? Maybe not? Yeah, if we do one more explosion, I think this will be good. And if we move as much of this in here as we can, we'll be able to grab these ores. Here we go. I'm kind of curious as to what I'll read next after... What's it called? The Odyssey. Like, I'm kind of wondering if I should start on Shakespeare. Yes, it depends on whether Shakespeare's on Spotify. Because if Shakespeare's on Spotify, that'll make my life a lot easier because then I can read / listen / whatever while mining. Why am I using this while I have a shovel? Shovels make life so much easier. This is why shovels exist. We dig with shovels. And if we use... So I think the good thing about classics and stories that have lasted till today is the fact that they have a perspective on the world that isn't shared by modern people. And you get to understand what other people are thinking, sort of. The Scottish play. Okay. I'll look up Macbeth. Like... Macbeth is definitely very much a meme to play. Like, even I meme Macbeth. Good old Horatio the Skull. And I know it, or is it Yorick? I forget. But either way, it's definitely misquoted a lot. And I think when things like that become part of culture to the point that they're misquoted and people forget where they come from, that's also almost a disservice. Because on one hand, it's like, oh yeah, alas, poor Yorick, I knew him not. Or I knew him well, and then people are like, no, it's not alas poor Yorick, it's alas poor Horatio. Or it's, are you kidding me? Neither of those two are there. And then the discussion continues. And it's like, well, no one knows the original now. And I'm pretty sure in one of these we have a whole lot of sheep wool. We do not have, in fact, in one of these a whole lot of sheep wool. Which is strange, considering the fact that I know I put in one of these a whole lot of sheep wool. Because it was required. Okay. New plan. So what we'll need to do then is make sure we dig down a little extra. And by digging down, oh no, we got the endstone, we good. Because I know I've only got like a couple of chapters left with the Odyssey. Because like I've double checked the chapter counts and stuff. And so it only works out to be like a few hours, or maybe 2 or 3 hours more. Because Odysseus is back in Ithaca. Ithaca. There we go. Right word. And his son is about to sail back, and he's bringing with him a war band. As long as it all works out, I think. And it should be good. Fingers crossed. I don't know. I hope so. Like, I like a happy ending. However, I also know that the Greeks had a penchant for making sad endings, and I'm like, oh no. Like, there's a reason why the name A Greek Tragedy is a thing. And I'm just like, oh boy, please don't be a Greek tragedy. I want Odysseus and Telemachus to actually live. I don't care if it's a happy ever after, I just want them to live. So, I just don't know. Like, it's got me almost as bad as like a soap opera at this point. Like, will they, won't they? I mean, at least they don't have the gods being like, oh, Odysseus, it was actually, yes, I'm not holding my breath about the ending. But I'm really grateful it's like not like a modern interpretation, and Athena is actually like showing up near the end and being like, oh, Odysseus, it was actually me, your wife, the entire time. Now, me. I think I would gag if that was what happened. What? If we do one more, it will be safe, because what happens is we're going to need to put a light color down at the bottom. And this is where the endstone's going to rest. Although we're going to need to be putting endstone all the way up. And then on every second layer, we're going to be putting light blue glass. And we can put white glass in between on occasion, and what it'll do is we'll be able to adjust the coloring that way of the water. Brilliant. But I did like the fact that, or something that got me was, all the way through the story, Homer was just like, well, yeah, they're gods. Of course Athena's like that. They're not human. You wouldn't expect Ceres to do anything different than what she's doing. Like, nothing is unexpected about how they're actually treating the gods as characters. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, Ceres is a trickster of men with magic. Of course this is how she would act. Or anything like that. There's nothing that actually is like attempting to humanize the gods. They're trying to humanize the people and being like, yeah, we're pushing on, we're facing all these troubles and we're pushing on. But the gods, no, they're just these strange beings that are the entities that rule the lives of these people. And I think that is more telling, I think, than anything else. Because that is definitely something that never comes across in a modern what do you call it? A polytheistic, the one where there are a lot of gods in a world setting. Like, people are like, oh yes, this god of wind, yes, he's blustery because he's friendly and he's the north wind and it brings along rain that is light and happy, so he's light and happy. And the gods end up being these humanized characteristics, and it's kind of like, well, I don't know. But it definitely shows how writing has changed over the centuries, millennia. It would be, oh my goodness. It has just hit me. The fact that I am listening to a play that has been written literally thousands of years ago. Oh my goodness. Like, I knew it was old. I knew it was ass butt old. But I was like, oh yeah, it's like a few hundred years old. No, this play is BC old. BC old. Like, holy moly, what? And like, if you can't call that standing the test of time, I don't know what you can call standing the test of time. Like, that is a whole thing. I don't think that there's many other works that actually have been like that. Yeah, it really puts things in perspective. It's like, wow, I am but a mote, a speck, a middling thing. Okay, we need to get some glass going. I'm thinking that we go bug our villagers for as much glass. I said we shall bug our villagers for as much glass as possible. There we go, thank you. We have put our pumpkins and melons in here, so we will trade as many of those as we can. We also have these. Hello. I've come to trade. How are you going? Thank you. Like, and I am under no illusions that it's been, the idea of it has been continuously thought of. Like, I doubt it's been continuously thought of. But it's a good story. And a good story is a good story, I think. Wow, really? Yeah, like, New Zealand is a pretty new country as well. They said it was a relatively recent... Whoa. Oh my goodness. That's big numbers. Okay, you don't do glass yet, but I'm pretty sure you will. You definitely do glass. We could trade up some of this and get some glass from you. Because we are going to be needing some lanterns, and I think this will be the cheaper way to get it. Never mind, I regret everything, unless... Yeah, I regret everything, never mind, I'm going to ignore you. Please give me glass? Will you give me glass? Please give me glass. Aha! Perfect. Okay. Like, I kind of think, like, having different perspectives on things like that is really important to a worldview, especially when you're able to do it on a regular basis, like go out and be like, yes, wait, it's time to shake out my worldview. I've suddenly learnt about this whole new thing. And then go ahead and learn these things and then test them against what you already know. It learns words. It means that you end up learning so much more over time rather than having basically people go ahead and be like, oh yeah, we just have this small little box where you've learnt all that there is to learn in this small little box. And that's all you're ever going to learn. And then if you're just happy with that, I guess, congratulations. I'm sure you can function, but oh, we really should make some more. Grab the egg. But if you're willing to keep learning for the rest of your life, then I think, quote it, but from what I remember, it actually helps with brain plasticity. And 2, it helps with stuck in the mud. Yes! Yes! I think that's something with Plato. I think Plato mentioned something about that. Basically, what was it? I think it was Plato. It may not have been Plato, but it's been quoted many times. But basically, if you go and if you put men in a cave and you let them grow up in the cave, and that was all they knew, and then they basically had fire and stuff, and their only form of entertainment was these shadows on the cave wall. And one brave soul discovered that the shadows came from outside. Then would you be willing to learn that the outside was this big, huge place? It's things like that. And learning where the shadows actually come from and being like, wait, there's so much more to see. And it can sometimes be hard learning that there is so much more to see, because it's like, well, actually, I have these big, massive blinders on that are only letting me see this little thing, rather than this whole amazing world where there are so much more to see. And people put on blinders all the time. Sometimes it's because of fear, sometimes it's because of loss. We don't know what Are you saying there was more than one Plato? Was there more than one philosopher named Plato or something? Oh. Plato had a different name. I'm going to have to look that up later. What? Oh, that's got me. That has got me. I am so curious about that now. Okay, we are going to have to trade for so much glass. I think you're pulling my leg. I mean, Plato was a philosopher, right? Not a wrestler. This now. Shade. Come on. Right? I mean, I can sort of see, like, maybe Plato was like an ultra cool name back in ancient Greece, and people were like, Plato. But a wrestler? I don't know. Maybe my brain. Oh wow. Huh. Wow, I'm definitely looking this up. But then again, wrestling was big with ancient Greeks and Romans, like, so I suppose. So that does sort of make sense. Blocks don't jiggle. Wrestling that? Now I'm just picturing the super buff old dude being like, "Bear me, oh mortal being, the pics of a god." And then just having his toga come off him like Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist and be like, buff. Would a mere mortal have pecs like this? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Those would be some hell pics. Or even the thighs. Could you imagine buff Plato being like, yes, spare me. And then his wife being like, yeah, pickle jar please, honey. And I'm being like, relax, now open. And not even having to touch the jar, and the jar being like, pink. There you go. Although he might have even trained his slaves, like, oh no, Greeks went super big into slavery as the Romans. They still did it, from what I understand, because back then it was basically the only way to get your ships across the ocean. Oh, they were? Oh, no surprises. Human rights weren't exactly invented back then. But just training his slaves to be like, and flex, and all the pickle jars being like, pop. Like, you always think that, like, it's one thing to go ahead and be like, yeah, we have all these positive things about history and all these good people did all these good things. And then you tend to forget that these good people lived in these times where other things were socially acceptable that really aren't today. So it sort of creates this cognitive dissonance where why am I still at the bottom of the hole? This cognitive dissonance where you're like, oh wait, did that really happen? And you're left going, no, it did happen. But we're not into that. That's the rule. Okay, totally forgot the ball was there. Nice to see it. Now where's the sand? And so you're like, well, okay, it happened. But now I need to process the fact that it happened. And then you need to process the fact that it happened like 10,000 years ago. Because when it's an actual thing that happened, and it's not on a time scale that people are... what's the word? Usually equipped to deal with. Because when you're like, oh yeah, this happened one human lifetime ago. That's like 80 years ago. On average. Sometimes I think human lifespans are increasing. So I imagine eventually that'll be longer. And oh no, wait, we have sand in here. Okay. Sweet, we have sand. So I kind of expect that eventually we'll be able to say that a human lifespan on average will be longer. But I don't think at the moment an average human lifespan will be... Can we make you... Are any else trading in glass? Oh, let's get a whole bunch of lanterns from you. You. So it's kind of like you have to sort of put that thought to the side for a moment. Figure out what you're going to do with it. Punch 2. Okay. Glass, though. This is what we need. And, like, figure out what you're doing. Because otherwise it's just like, wait. Of course that's bad. Of course that's bad. So therefore you're bad. So, and then you're left going, well, wait. Because if you judge every historical figure by the things of today, then I think every historical figure is just immediately lumped into the bad basket. Because, oh, you want historical figures of, I think it's the 1800s? Oh yeah, they dealt in coke. Congratulations. Oh. Or I think it's like the 16th and 1700s? Yeah, the Victorian era. Oh, congratulations. They poisoned people. They added non-FDA approved food additives to basically all their food. And if we stick some sand here and we just keep coming back to it, I think we'll be good. Because basically, back in those days, they were just discovering the fact that, hey, you can make chemical colors. And so they decided arsenic was the best color ever. It really is a nice color. It's like this bright emerald green. It's beautiful. But still, bad color to be putting around people. It was also water soluble, so it turned into something that could be breathed in. So you were getting arsenic mold gas, basically, on a regular basis, in everywhere. But for white bread, which was becoming very fashionable, And they basically put drywall into it. Also, brilliant idea, not FDA approved. So you get all of these things that trickle down to modern day society and you're like, why? Why is this a thing? This is not good. Why do people do this? And then you're left going, wait, did they just not know better? Were there better options? And in some cases, it was they didn't know better. Like the arsenic. And in some cases, there were no better options. Like, for slavery in early days, there was no better option, or you just had to protect yourself. And that's how it came more often than not. Oh, really? You are giving me so much to research. I am so curious about this. Oh, beer brewers. I can sort of see how that could come about. Also, with witches, if someone was, like, they found in historical documents, like, there was a particular story about a girl who sold her family out for being witches. And they were basically herbalists. And what happened was, she cursed, like, she basically was like, I hope you die. Or basically that along the street to someone because he was an ass to her. And he ended up keeling over. I think we need this to be a 2:1 ratio of blue to white. And we are going to need to sleep. And they found, because they were able to find the dude that died, and they were able to find historical records of her. And basically, what had happened is this dude passed away from a heart attack. And while he had a pre-existing condition, they found they were able to track it back that, yeah, even though a heart attack could have been predisposed, cursing someone like that, like saying curse-like things, oh wow, go figure, would put a lot of stress on someone. And so basically it just encouraged the heart attack along. And so what it meant was when it came to the person keeling over, the person basically was cursed to death by, I suppose you'd call it accident. Let's grab some of this and finish this hole. So when you had it, because back then you'd have such strong belief in such things, it's kind of like the placebo effect. The whole idea of eating a sugar pill to make the pain go away. Ba-bum. Hello, house. Only in this case, it's the I suppose you call it the bad placebo effect. Wait, do we have that shovel anymore? We do not, okay. And So the girl ended up turning in her family instead. And her family had been actually like the herbalists. So they were easily under suspicion. They were able to be pointed fingers at. But wow, a brewer being like tall pointed hats to see in crowd and pointy long. Oh, so they wore tall pointed hats to be seen in a crowd and used long sticks to stir the cauldrons. And the poisoning people with potions came from back then. Huh. So having all of that, like, so this is where our Minecraft witches come from. Go figure. Now, where did we put the rest of that end stone? I know we dumped it in a chest somewhere. We dump it in a chest? Did we? Oh dear. Oh dear, we did the thing. Can we get more glass? We need more of these. Hello, more glass, please. Okay, this is definitely a quick way to do things. Oh. Yeah, I could see how just casually throwing in a red spotted mushroom would really go down a treat. I mean, everyone knows you're supposed to put in brown mushrooms, right? Oh no. Wait, you don't even give me anything. And it's you, right? Yes. Oh, that is disgusting. That is rodents climbing in and Oh, that is gross. That is really gross. Oh, I'll never look at beer the same way. Oh no, ew. Oh, that's nasty shade. Oh. Wait, where did we put the end stone? Is it in one of these? Oh no. Oh no, we lost the end stone. It's not good. We need a whole bunch of this. Come on, give me all of this. Thank you. Where did we put the end stone? Have we checked all the chests? Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. One would hope that the rodents didn't. Oh, and oh my goodness. Like, oh, that is. Rodent, like that just sounds like fermented rodent stew right there. Oh. I wonder how that affected the Black Death. Oh, that is some clean water right there. Oh, I know what we forgot. About here, right? Coming down. We have forgotten a spout. What we need to do is we need to go over here. Like, having that, like, I know that cats with the Black Death, which for those that don't know, was a very large plague that swept medieval England. Basically, one of the things they did was they figured out that animals were a part of... Yeah. They figured out that animals were a part of the problem, but they didn't figure out what animal was a part of the problem, and so they ended up killing a whole bunch of cats. In fact, most of the cats. Yes, exactly. Yeah, let's go with stone brick. And so with that, it makes me wonder, like, did a lot of the brewing knowledge die? Because I would assume that with that, a lot of the brewing capability would disappear. Granted, I imagine a lot of the brewing knowledge would disappear anyway, considering what was going on at the time. But it's things like that. Like, when you look at history and the things around it and the interconnectedness, it makes you go, wait, what about this? Okay, now we have this. Because some did, and oh yeah, the monks. Our main men for the brewers. You had to have something to get yourself through a good day of prayer, right? Just sit back and sip on that nice, fine rodent stew. Oh, really? They were the first ones to figure out different things change taste. Were they the first ones to figure out that you had to have rodents out of the stew as well? I am not going to be able to think about beer as something other than rodent stew for a long time, I'll have you know. Like clean... Yeah, oh. 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 Cleaning the cauldrons. Oh, no, no. Like, who wants to hear about cleaning like... Wait, would that make it dirty rodent stew? Oh, that is nasty. Like, if you have dirty rodent stew, is that better or worse than rodent stew? Or if it gets to that point, if you get to the point of rodent stew and you're drinking rodent stew and you're thinking it's a good idea, it doesn't really matter. I'm not even sure. And roasting barley and... Roasting the rats? Or roasting the dirty rat. That is fair. Oh, barley. Ah. Oh. No, I think my eyes just ignored it. My eyes were like, barley! No. Oh, barley, not barely. Right. Well, welcome to the club of not being able to spell. I think I'm the president here. Spelling, not spelling. We must keep this straight. And this is a jam. Like, I can't help but wonder. If someone came back in time and then decided that it was a good idea to, like, put in religious mandate because of the fact that everyone actually listened to religious mandate back then. Everyone was like, yes, religious mandate, we will do it. If you put in religious mandate that, yes, all hail, we wash our hands at the beginning and the end of the day, all hail, would we have even had the problem? But I think, again, it runs into the hindsight is 2020 type rule. Just on a larger scale. Hi, Blacksmith House. How you doing? How you chilling? I kind of want to preserve that. Did they pick that up on the Crusades or something? Like, I kind of could imagine them picking that up on the Crusades with the fact that they went off into the Middle East. Then if we go ahead and we... Ah! Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we're starting to get the general idea of what we're wanting here with the water and everything going on. And then all we need to do is basically finish layering it up. Although I'm pretty sure that we will run out of dye before we actually get this finished. But lucky for us, we actually have a lot of, what's it called? Cornflowers. So we should be good. And as you can see, that this actually disappears pretty easily. And the one thing of white actually just helps chill it out. And the blue, I think we will leave... Wait. One... Oh, no, this is the layer that we need to put the blue in. Because basically, we're wanting to mellow the water out. Because of the fact that we're making a water illusion rather than actually filling this with water. Because we do not want to run into water at any point. We do not want to throw an ender pearl and have an accidental escapade into water. That will not end well. Ever. Because knowing my luck, we will end up in water. It will be accidental, but it will happen. Like, I kind of think that... yeah, it would be very bad. It would be very wet, and it would be very accidental, and it would hurt so much. You could pretty much guarantee there would be a respawn involved. I kind of think that it's stuff like the brewery and things like that, like brewing techniques and things like that, that are really underrated for learning about. Because it's like, oh yeah, we just throw in a few things together and ta-da, we get booze. Or we do these things and ta-da, we get we get knitting. I mean, who came up with the idea of doing little loops and you get yeah, booze. Booze, the driving force of civilization. Everyone needs it. Yeah. And it's just like, well, come on. Wait, you sell Curse of Binding? Really? Oh, shame. You should have sold looting. I would buy the living daylights out of that. And it's just like, well, does anyone else sell anything new? Wait, I think we checked all of these guys. Never mind. And it's things like that. That it's something that I'm not sure lots of people actually get around to appreciating. And we are out of flowers. Oh, really? That is impressive. Like, congratulations. Like, that would be what? Egyptian? Babylonian? Either way, that's... Or maybe China, somewhere in Either way, that's really impressive. Because I know... Oh. Mesopotamian. Oh. Yeah, that's... Ooh. That is many thousands of years BC. Because I know back in that area, they were using pictograms. And it's actually rather interesting because when it came to the evolution to go between pictograms and writing, like the jump, or even pictograms to hieroglyphical writing, they had to do it because of international relations to basically standardize what was being written. Because someone would be like, oh yes, they sent me a stalk and a piece of grass as a drawing, and people would be like, wait, a stalk and a piece of grass? How could they have written that? What an insult! Whereas they might have actually been saying, yeah, want to come over for tea? And that's basically initially like the general gist of how writing started. By the way, something fun about mushrooms is when they walk, they actually grow flowers. So this is a passive flower farm. So I'm assuming that one of these are producing either sunflowers, no, these aren't buttercups. They're there's something. There's something, and I'm staring at them. Dandelions, or these things. And that's how we're getting so many of them. Which is why we are going to breed some of them, and we have a whole bunch of them over there that we can use. Speaking of which, we need more glass. We need all the glass. Do we have any more? Aha. We have plants. We have them activated. And I'm and it's things like that, like with the writing and the pictographs and beer and things like that. It makes you appreciate how far human civilization has come to the point where you're staring at an anime girl on a screen using FaceTime capture to talk random bullshit at you. I was just like, yes. Enjoy it while you can before the evil overlords come and get you. You know, eventually we're going to create something that is like AI, and we will regret it. Because that's just life, right? Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Okay, so I figure if we go like this, and then we make some more of this, and then we need how much? If we make, what? That much? We need space. Let's just dump our backpacks down, because we don't need them. 1, 2. Okay, that gives us space. So then we should be good. We might have to come back. Okay. Now I'm thinking, because if you look at that, that gives us the general vibe of what we're looking for. That's almost the right color. Like, it needs to be a shade lighter, so adding one more blue, light blue, and I think we'll be good. Hey, Jones, come on up. Jones. Okay, the Jones is not here yet, but the Jones is arriving. That is thunder. We have the perfect timing. Hey, Skelly. Good to see you. Please, give me your stuff. Thank you. Okay. And, like, I kind of wonder, like, where would we be if even one of these formative things were invented late? Like, if we just decided, hey, no, we could live with pictograms. Like, I imagine it would really have thrown everything off. Even if it was just a few centuries off, it would really mess things up. Can we check that there? Yes, we can. Awesome. Okay. I think this should be it for everything we need. We should have... That is the wrong button. So, you end up... Like, when you look into things that humans as a whole have created, it's like, you get hit with the moment of, wait, one. That is little. That is so little. Yeah. Yeah, and not only that, but the people who have come before me have done so much. And you're left with the moment of, wait, we can actually, you can either help or do whatever you want, like, and whatever part you want to play is the part you want to play. But no matter what you do, you're ending up doing a part. And even if that is just talking about random stuff on the internet, or helping out at a local community centre, because all of those parts, they're important. Because it doesn't really matter about who remembers you. It's, personally speaking... Wait, where did we put the end stone? I think it's this way? I personally think it's more about what marks you leave behind. Like, on an individual level. Like, you help the old granny down the road. That, I think, is more important than actually doing other things. Or just being a good community member. And I'm saying community member in, like, person-to-person sense. Not necessarily a Minecraft community or a whatever community. Yes. Well, welcome to my day-to-day life. I ask myself existential questions, and then I wonder where I've put my hairbrush. Honestly, personally speaking, I think the hairbrush question is the more worrying question, because, frankly, the hairbrush is usually more urgent. You can ponder on the history lesson and the existential question all day. Whereas the hairbrush, normally with the hairbrush or the toothbrush or the shoes or anything else, that's usually under a time constraint. You can end up being like, oh shoot, I have 10 minutes to find the hairbrush or the toothbrush or the lunchbox or the insert item here. Never forget if you've lost your... Never mind if you've lost your keys. Those things are gone forever. If they're gone, You've pretty much messed up your day and you know you've messed it up big. But if it's an existential question, then it's just like, wait, you can ponder that. You can walk down the street and be like, yeah, I wonder what it'd be like. Yeah. Never mind the fact that I wonder what it would be like if you went and lived 100 years into the future. What it'll be like looking back in the history books now. I wonder. Or I wonder what it would be like if we actually lived in a society where dogs were sentient and could talk to us. Like, these questions, they can just sit on the back burner and pedal in your brain like little hamsters on a wheel. Actually, I wonder what brains would look like if that was anthropomorphized into your brain and you could actually pop open a lid and look. But anyways, yes, it is the brighter timeline. I mean, the only question would be if dogs would actually sit there and, like, not snark back at us. Like, if dogs took the cat route and decided that they just wanted to snark back at us just for once, that would be the true apocalypse. If dogs decided that, screw these humans, we're snarking back, we would be doomed. And we have our pool of water. Our happy pool of water. Now we can add our fountain. But things like that you can just sit and you can think about for as long as they need to be thinking about. But if you lose your keys, you're doomed. You're doomed. Everything needs to be put on hold for the keys. For any kind of keys. If it's your backdoor keys, your car keys, or any kind of keys. And it's even worse because... Oh shoot, I did describe the plot of cats and dogs. But if you lose your keys or anything important, you know you lost them. Or when you have a meeting or anything like that going on. And if you do that, that just makes it worse. Because if you do it then, you know you're never getting to that meeting on time. Or school. Or anything. You're just doomed. You can just kiss your whole day goodbye at that point. Okay, we need some white stained glass. We need some... Do we have it? We do not have enough for blue. Okay, we need some light blue stained glass that we can turn into some stained glass planes. Because we are about to make some fountains. And we need a lightning rod. I think we've turned all our copper into oxidized copper. Can we even unoxidize it at this point? But it's thinking... I'm not sure... Our red brolly! Life is good. Okay. Actually, let's give our blue brolly to this fella here. There we go. Now we won't lose it. We might have trouble getting it back off that statue, though. But we have the red brolly. Life is good. Life is amazing. We found the red brolly. Wait. I just realized. It was the whole reason why I can't... Wait, what? Oh. I did a dumb. I can't get this off. Oh my god. Okay. Never mind. Well, we've got the red brolly. And we may as well just make more brollies later. Those statues look happy with brollies. So they can live with brollies. Now, if we go ahead and we strip some which we forgot to get. Okay, so if we go ahead and we make this unoxidized, here we go. Then we should be able to get some copper. Okay, yeah. And then we'll be able to get a lightning rod. Yeah. That's not what I expected. And we'll be able to stick this in the middle. And that should give us our fountain top. Now we can come in with some glass and everything else, and that should make it all fountainy. And then we can remove those ugly... what are they called again? Emerald blocks. Okay. I'm thinking what we'll do is we will not... While we actually have... let's just do this. And we go knock that out. Like so. And then I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll knock some of these out. And we can replace them. What that'll do is we'll replace them with walls, I think. And it'll just provide a little extra detailing. The floor is groaning at us. Like, although it kind of looks really nice as is. Or maybe a half slide? Wait, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of those. Let's slap those in place. And we go along. Actually, let's put them in all the spots. Because what we need to do is we need to make it look like it's posh and it's fancy and it's supposed to be here. And we are going to need to actually make it look like it's both fitting in with the buildings around here while not using any Viridium, which is something that we've got in a lot of places. But, so, to do that, I think what we'll do is we'll use a little bit of endstone. Not much. We don't want to use much. Mostly because we only have, like, a lot. And we'll make some walls. Like so. We need a couple of these still. Or, you know, we'll use them all. I figure if we go around that, it just gives us the remainder. And we can replace these like so. And that just gives us a nice high contrast fountain without any water splashing. Which will be our next step. Like, sometimes I wonder, if we go ahead and we look at the general idea on where we're at, technology-wise. Like, you hear people talking about, oh yeah, in 40 years, in 50 years, we'll be doing this. And you look at where the curve on technology is sitting. Because technology basically grows in curves. You get a big burst of technological growth and then it flattens out, and then another big burst and it flattens out. That being said, there are a lot of things that affect it. Like, war is a big one. Where did we put the white stained glass paint? This is good. Can we get up there? No, we cannot. Okay. also, when you get hit with things like depression and things like that, they affect it. And also loss of civilization. So when, take for example, the loss of the Library of Alexandria. Or even better, the Dark Ages is a prime example of civilization being lost. Yeah, it was still there, but you don't get the knowledge being reborn. So what we're doing is we are using these three colors, white, light blue, and blue, to create the idea of water splashing. We can come along and we can do things like this, just to get a little bit of a splash. And we're not wanting a huge amount. Boop, boop. Maybe one there. And I'm thinking that we just do it tipped over to one side, so it's not hugely, what's the word? Major? Major isn't really the word I'm looking for. Flashy? Flashy's a good word. Because while we're wanting a fountain, we're not wanting a huge, showy fountain. Maybe a full... Oh. Yeah. That is probably a very wise idea. Thanks for noticing that. I did not. Because you can use the white bits or blue bits or any kind of bits that you want and use them as that did not go in the right place, but we can use that to get up here and then put that there. And basically go ahead and use it as little spouty bits. And by doing it like so, it basically looks like it's more shooting up into the air. Like a droplet. And if you use more blue bits on the ground, or near the ground, it kind of basically forms a color gradient. So you have the white foamy bits near the fountain base, and then it turns to blue, and then it turns into the more deeper blue near the bottom. If that makes any sense. We are going to need to repair our pickaxe soon. And if we... Hop, hop. Oh, awesome. We put the sticks on the wrong side of this. After all that hard work. Let me up, please. So if we stand back, we should be able to see a nice little sort of pitter-patter look. And this is on a fairly small scale, so it's going to be fairly blocky. I think I forgot to light the bit up. But it does, I think, get the vision across. So let's get rid of that one. And then I think we need one about here. So if we grab our dirt and then go up 3. Come on. There we go. Perfect. First time. And I think we can call that done. And I think that's actually where we're going to leave this. We have our factory, or at least the front half of it, all done, ready to be turned on once we figure out how to get some water in there. But I think that is probably going to be requiring some looking into out of stream. We have our library and we have our fountain happily sitting there ready for some roads and things like that. And so I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you all for joining, and I will see you next time. Bye!